Hey, welcome back again, guys. So, the Civic now needs front brakes. One of my last videos I did the rear brakes, so now it's the front brakes. Should be pretty straightforward, so let's get straight into it. Take the lug nuts off and the tire off first. So, as you can see down here, I've got it jacked up along the rail that goes along the bottom, just like in my last video. I used this little special rubberized tool so it doesn't crimp or do anything with this jack point that goes across here, and of course my jack stand, just in case, you know, the cheap thing decides to kill me. Anyway, now that I have the tire off, the first thing I'm gonna do is go back here and take this one off, this one back here, which is a 12mm, and then follow it around all the way to the back over here, and that is the other 12mm. Once you take those off, the caliper should be able to pop out and you can get to the pads. Okay, now that I have taken off the bolt on the top and the bottom, this is still kind of hot. I drove this to the auto parts store, so I'm gonna shimmy this out. And here's your caliper. Just going to set this up here to not put stress on the brake line up there. And then in here we have our brake pads. So if you need to replace your brake pads, just grab these and pull them out. You can see how how low it is, at least down here. And then up here on the other side, it looks like it's not too bad. So these things aren't wearing very well. So looks like I'm going to have to get in these boots like I did last time and re-lubricate them, just to make sure things are being moved properly when the brakes are being depressed. Alright, so like I did in the last video, to get these off and to re-grease them, all you have to do is pull them out and get a small flathead and go around the edge of where the boot meets the rubber. So you're gonna put a flathead right in between here and the metal portion. Just make sure you don't hit the boot or else you'll rip it. So just to separate and pull this back. And once you pull this back, just go around the edge and you should be able to get this boot off. Goes. And then you take this out and you see all of this dried crap that doesn't even work anymore. So I'm going to dip it into my grease and just dab it off a little bit. If you have extra, it's okay. Obviously don't put too much in here because it's just a small boot, but I'm gonna rotate this around, make sure it gets everywhere. Go. And then once you're done, just push it in. See that pressure was released. If you push it and pop it back in without the pressure being released, see how it's like a little vacuum in here? If you don't do that, super easy. Just grab your flathead, put it right in here and open it up and it'll release the pressure that's already in there. So now just get the grease from around the edges, wipe it off. For me, I'm going to put it on here, hydrate this boot a little bit more, and then wipe off the excess. And once you're done, you just pop it back into place and the boot will go right back on. And now just move it back and forth, get that grease moving in there. I put a little bit of grease on the boot because it was pretty dry, so just a little bit on there, you know, give it a little bit longer of a life before it actually cracks. So that's what I did on that one, and I'm going to do the exact same thing with this one down here. Okay, so if you were just doing the brake pads, you just put the new brake pads on there, but since I'm getting a little bit of vibration, just a small amount, so I might as well change the rotors now. Now we have to take this bracket off that holds on your caliper. So this one, we have to go into the back. Here it is in the back. You're gonna have two big bolts that hold it on. One of them's right there, and one of them's right here in the back. You've got two of them that holds this bracket into place. You take those out, the bracket will come off, and then we can work on getting the rotor off. And definitely make sure you grab your breaker bar for the ones in the back, because those are really in there. So now we have the bracket off. Just popped it right down there. Real easy to get off. So the next thing for these Hondas is they have these two Phillips head screws here, which, like I said in my last video where I did the rears, these are a total pain because, as you can see, they get rusted into place, they get rusted on, and it's very difficult to get these out if you don't have the proper tool. And the proper tool would be an impact socket or an impact driver, which is what I have right here. And of course, like all my videos, I'll link this down below if you guys didn't see my last one. This thing I got on Amazon, and it is absolutely a lifesaver, especially if you have a Honda. And you don't even need to have a Honda, because you can pop this thing in if you want to use this as a Phillips head impact, or you can take this completely off and use this as a just a normal socket. Pop that in if you have like a rusty bolt that you need to get off, and you can just put on whatever size you want. And if you don't know what these are, basically how these work is put it into place. You either put it on right turn or left turn. You hit the bottom with a hammer and it'll impact in, and it'll slowly turn it in whatever direction you want. For me, I'm gonna be loosening these, so that's what it's gonna do. It's gonna push in and slightly turn it to the left to get these out without stripping these. And once you get those taken out, those were actually pretty easy. Got them right over there. I only took like 2 smacks before they loosened up. But once you get those out, then you can use your preferred method. Either you can put in the screws that go in here. I never have those available, so I always end up finagling this around. If I have to, hit it with a hammer. If you're keeping these rotors, obviously don't hit it with the hammer. You can hit it in here to loosen up the rust. If you do have these, I'm gonna replace them with the treated ones so it prevents rusting. But if you are replacing these, too easy, just grab a metal hammer and smack around the edges to really loosen it up. But if not, you can grab a rubber mallet if you want to do the same thing. But if you only have a metal one, hit here on these places and it should loosen up the rust and get this out for you. And just like that, it's out. And look at all the rust that fell down when I hit it with the hammer. All I had to do was hit it on the inside, like I said, and this one came out. This one's actually pretty easy. Probably one of the easiest replacements I've had to do. But now that I have that, I've got my new brake pads here, the one with the little squeakier thingy. Makes your brakes squeak when they're low. Anyway, I have these, and of course, my treated new rotor, which looks something like this, just like my rear ones. Same thing, treated around the hub here, and also along the insides, because that's where, I mean, obviously you can see the old one, that's where it rusts, and that's where it rusts. So that's why they put the treated coating on here. So I'm gonna get this, and I'm gonna pop it on here. So when you pop this thing back on, you need to make sure the threaded ones, right here and right here, behind it, there are no holes, because these threaded ones are the ones that push the rotor off if you have the specific screw. The ones with the divots here need to go straight back into the existing holes in the assembly back here so it can hold it down to it. So the ones with the little lips need to have the threads behind it, and the ones with the threads in front need to have nothing behind it. So now I'm gonna get my impact, I'm gonna grab the screws and pop them back in the 2 holes. So now we grab the bracket to go on our brand new beautiful looking one. So I mean, if you want to grab like a wire brush and clean this up, maybe paint it while you're here, you can, but I'm not going to. So we just pop this back on. It should slide into place around where it should go, and then grab the bolts and thread them through the back where they used to go. One back there and one up here. All right, bracket is on, the rotor's on, we're almost done now. So, new brake pads, the one with this little pin is the one that goes in the back, and the one without the pin goes in the front. So before I put this on, I am going to put on some of this stuff. This is really hard to read, especially with a camera, but it's caliper grease. So I'm gonna pop this off and put it on here. Basically, this is a little bit of grease that goes where the piston or any part of metal is touching the disc to push it in, because there can be vibrations when it's holding on to it, and that can cause squeaking. So you put a little bit of grease on here and you don't have to worry about that squeaking. Not the brakes themselves, but the stuff rubbing up against the back plate here. So this is how they're supposed to look once put on. They're supposed to go around the curvature of the rotor. So the outside is supposed to look like that, and the inside is going to look exactly the same, with that little bracket comes out right there. And now all you have to do is take this big fat heavy thing and place it on there after we get this piston pushed back in. And that's pretty easy to do. Unlike the rears that have the twist one, this is just a regular single piston that pushes out and back in. There's no twisting involved. And special tools like the rear, I don't know why they do one in the rear and one in the front differently, but you can put an old brake pad in here. If you're strong enough, you can push it in. You can get some C-clamps, that's usually what I do, and push it in. And basically what it does is it pushes it all the way back in and resets it, so you can put it over your brand new fat, meaty pads. Now, I have no idea what these brackets do, the ones that were on the old pads that were hooked up like this. Oh, if I can get that in. There we go, okay. The ones that were hooked in like this, and then another one on the bottom, if my phone will ever fucking focus. There we go. So, I don't know what those are for. I guess for some reason they push up against the inside of this. You can see where they're at. Probably prevents squeaking. I'm not 100% sure, but I'm gonna put these back on and hope for the best. And like I said before I put it on, I'm gonna dab a little bit of grease in areas where metal is going to be rubbing. So now that the grease is on there, let's take this out and clip it on. And when you put these back on, remember, especially if you re-grease these, they're kind of like flat on two sides and they arc on both the top and bottom. And here's a little arc and here's the flat sides. Just make sure that the flat side is here and on the other side. So when you screw this in, this metal piece at the top basically locks this in so it can't rotate anymore. Just make sure it looks like this and it's locked into place both top and bottom. And there you go, pop the wheel back on, lug nuts, and of course drop it, but I still have to do the other side. And there it is, the front brakes are done, and if you want the rear brakes back here, I'll go ahead and link that. You know, right there, those little tag card thingies. And yeah, I hope you had fun watching me. You didn't get to watch me struggle because I can edit. Anyway, that's how you do it. That's the best way I know how to do it, and I hope that helped you guys out.